What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about altcoins today. Yes, altcoins. We're going to talk about the whole damn altcoin market, and to do that, we're going to use the others chart. Others being the chart that is basically our altcoin index. Takes the top 125 coins, excludes the top 10 coins, and it's all by market cap. So it gives us a good kind of idea as to what the average altcoin might do. It doesn't mean every altcoin is going to do exactly what the chart is saying, what we're forecasting here. If the others chart moves down 20%, the average altcoin moves down 20%. There will be coins that move down less than that. There will be coins that move down more than that. But ideally, especially if you're like top 200 coins, this should be a analysis for the general spectrum, broad spectrum of crypto. So let's get into it. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Okay. The last video that I made talking about this, like specifically using this chart, I believe was, I know it was earlier this month. I believe it was before we actually moved up here. And I want you to think about just where my mind was at, because I remember what I was saying. I was saying, caution, bar replay isn't available for the current symbol. What? Why not? Bro, I got the premium. What do you mean? What do you mean it's not available? Why not? That's so dumb. TradingView, I want a refund. What do you mean it's not available? That is dumb. Anyways, if we could imagine, I can just do my own replay. Imagine that the chart looked like this, right? This is a nice kind of ascending triangle formation. We have higher, I didn't mean to slope the line like that. We have higher highs here. We've got the, or not higher highs, sorry, a flat top, higher lows. I'm all discombobulated from the rejection of the replay here. It looked like a ascending triangle. And with that, I assumed that we would see potentially some recovery. Recovery in the sense of like a 30 to 40% pump for most of the market, because we would see a retracement of this overall move from a high to a low here, and that would take us somewhere between our 382 and our golden ratio zone. You know, there's a very strong possibility at that point that we could move up. Things are different now, guys. That was about 2 weeks ago, about a week and a half ago that we made that call. And it looked like things were going good. But we had a fake out, and now we're back down. And what this has turned into is no longer an ascending triangle, but rather an ascending channel in what has been, overall, a bearish trend. This is not good. This is not good. And typically, this implies lower prices. Let me put it in another sense for you. Let's look at this on a weekly basis, okay? Maybe a 3-day basis. Let's see if it makes more sense. Yeah, here, right? What do you call something that looks like this? What is that? That's the bear flag. That's what that is. It's not good. It's not a good thing, guys. It's certainly not a good thing. Even here, even whenever it wasn't a bear flag, you moved down, but you had this ascending channel here. You still broke out to the downside. So I'm assuming here we will break out to the downside. I'm assuming that we have a bit of a reckoning coming our way. And what was bullish and had short-term bullish kind of perspectives and bullish vibes, we had that momentum, but we didn't do anything with it. In fact, last week when we broke out, we saw a big wick and we came back down. That's very bearish, guys. We found resistance right at prior support, right at prior support, right at prior support, right at closing support back here. Very bearish. Not good. Definitely not good. If we look at this relative high to low real quick, right at the golden ratio, straight at the golden ratio rejection. Not good, man. We're going to look at the short-term stuff in a second, but I want to look at the long-term stuff first and just imagine that we are, in fact, in a downtrend, and that we are, in fact, at the precipice of breaking out of this range, but to the downside. If we take this from a low to a high standpoint with our Fibonacci retracement tool, the golden ratio hasn't even been met yet. And that would be, I think, the minimum requirement, is that we hit the golden ratio, which would give us prior resistance potentially as support, prior support back here as support, all within that golden ratio zone. And from here, if the others chart drops that much, this means the average altcoin, in the top 200 at least, would drop about 22% to 32%. Okay, 22 to 32%. That's what that would mean. If we drop more, if we see a 786 or 886 retracement, that would be 44% to 54%. And that is possible. We could see something that is quite that magnificent, actually. If we're looking at this here with those fibs thrown on there, and then we look at the extension from a from a low, come on, a low point here to a high point here, the 1272 to the golden ratio is all within this range that's below the golden ratio of this retracement here. And there's one other fib that I want to take just to get my feelers on. I'm going to have a lot of noise on this. If you can look past it, great. If you can't, that's okay. Don't worry. The 382 is right there next to the golden ratio. The 236 is right here at the 1272 and the 786. There's a lot of promise. There's a lot of potential, guys, to drop. What this is telling me is to see at least a 22% drop, at least a 22% drop across the board. But there's a lot of potential to see anything from like a 40% to even like a 58% drop, guys, across the board. Like the altcoin markets, and if this is the altcoin index, understand that the further down the scale you go, when you're in your top 300, your 400, 500, top 1,000 coins, they're going to drop more. It's not the top 100 that drops the most, typically. You know, there's always some exceptions. Some coins die and they never come back, whatever. But typically, the top 100 hold up the best. This is not good stuff, man. This is not good stuff. It doesn't look good in my opinion. We look at the weekly time frame here, the weekly RSI. We have higher highs in the RSI. We're expecting a breakout, forecasting a breakout, a move up, and that would be good for the price. What are we doing? We're not doing anything. We got the higher highs in the RSI, but we have lower highs in the price. It's hidden bearish divergence. The stochastics are right at the 50. In our last bear market, when we were at the 50, boom, top, moved down, boom, top, moved down. Okay? And we're in a bear market now. Absolutely we are. Lower lows, lower highs. That's a bear market on a macro scale. That's what we are. We just haven't seen the breakout of this overall range yet, really. And the MACD, same thing. Whenever we crossed, whenever we were at the top here, guess what? We were cross green, and we still saw lower lows. From a high point to a low point, we dropped 56%, and that was the largest drop that I could see us having from here. It's a 56% drop. Lowest drop is 22%. It's a broad range, I know, but that's the range we're given. All types of fib levels to go off of, and all types of chaos will ensue once we see this bear market low come in. We're right at the points where we'd start to reject and come down. Just because we're right at this point, this is the weekly time frame, doesn't mean tomorrow. It could mean next week. It could be the week after. Sometime within this month, within this next 4-week period, we should be seeing some bearish repercussions. And I think it'll really be within the next 2 weeks personally, but it could be within the next 4 weeks. It doesn't have to happen like that. And also, just to note, not every coin's going to dump. Some coins in this time frame will pump. And it's those coins you have to be aware of. You have to be very, very cautious of, because when the whole market dumps and there's a shining star that pumps, you might get the bright idea to sell your crap coin that dumped and then buy the shiny object in the sky. But then what's that coin do? Then it dumps, and it dumps even harder. Don't double down on your losses, man. Make your bed and lay in it. I think right now the most responsible thing to do with your finances, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, is to be cash dominant right now. It really is. I've been very heavily advocating to be crypto dominant since February. I've been very heavily advocating to be crypto dominant since February, but now there are a lot of altcoins that we've had our eyes on that are in the space that were projected to do good things over the past couple months, and they just didn't. Not just coins that I've had my eyes on, but coins that are in this space as well, is what I was saying there too. If you've bought a coin and it's been 2 months, it's been a month and a half, it's been a couple weeks, you were waiting on a move to happen and it just didn't happen, but Bitcoin's making its move up, that's a sign, guys. It's time to be cash dominant. You might not have got the move you're looking for, boo-hoo, but man, you're going to get the move. We are going to see this move come soon. Soon, man. Very, very soon. Again, maybe not today, maybe not this week, maybe this week. I think within the next 2 weeks. But certainly sometime in May, I think we'll start to see this take off. I think the heart of this move will happen like June, July, August is probably whenever we're going to see the real lows come in, but and maybe even further, right? We might see a little volatility. It could be this move down could last into the beginning parts of 2027 even. Okay. Anyways, now that we've gotten the weekly stuff out of the way, let's look at the short-term stuff, because there's probably going to be some bullish stuff to go over in the short term. I don't like the volume. I don't know why it's there. It's so loud. We're going to get rid of it. 1 hour time frame here. There is kind of a bullish prospect aspect to this with your higher lows and a bit of a flat top, right? You are kind of rounding off. I don't like that. You can see it with the lows a little bit more so, but I don't know. You might be okay. 1 hour RSI, I would say, looks bullish. Stochastics are bullish enough. I guess you're coming down a little bit right now. The MACD as well. Choppy and sideways. Not a good read on the 1 hour time frame. That's okay. The 4 hour definitely has more bullish insinuations here. I think the stochastics look good. The MACD does look good, actually. And the RSI is neutral. Of course, it's neutral. We're just moving sideways. We look at the daily time frame. The MACD is pretty neutral, too, to be fair. But daily time frame here, we look at this, and there is a bit more of a bullish posturing on the daily time frame. We've got these higher lows, a bit of a flat top, double top here, but still higher lows nonetheless. We're bouncing off the 50. Again, I could see us pumping over the next week or maybe over the next couple of days. I don't expect that today itself is going to be the point at which we dump down, but we're at these areas where if we break through this kind of higher low dynamic, that'll be one of the first dominoes to fall, and it will be a cascade of dominoes that falls afterwards. I guess that's why they say dominoes to fall, because one falls, the next one, the next one, the next one. They all kind of fall. The stochastics, oddly enough, are finding support here. Oddly enough, and I mean that's okay. That's fine. And then the MACD looks all right. You're kind of at an area where you'd expect to find resistance, but again, maybe we push just a little bit higher for the average altcoin. And when I say a little bit higher, I'm not talking about higher highs than this. I would actually be surprised at this point if we saw like a 10% pump in the markets or more. Like maybe we come back up 8%, but I think we're going to see like a 3% to 6% pump across the board for the markets. There will be plenty of coins in the top 200 that do more than that over the next week or two. But I think we're at the end of our ropes, guys. At the ends of our rope. The end of our rope? We're at the end of our rope. However that phrase is. We have our higher lows here. We have our higher highs here. If I didn't get rid of the volume, oops, that's not what I tried to do. No, I want this one. There we go. I mean, volume's dying off. We're soon to break out, guys, and I think it's going to be to the downside. It's not the upside that we're crowding, is it? We're not crowding this. It's the downside that we're crowding. Don't think that that's analysis, okay? I'm using that as a reference to everything else that we've gone over. If you're just looking at the chart and thinking, oh, well, we're having sharp declines here and sharp declines here, but we're crowding this, that must mean we're going to break through this line. It's not that simple. Sometimes it is. I'm using that as a point of reference here, but that's after all the work we've done. That's like the cherry on top. That's not the cake, okay? We made the cake already. Anyways, I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Finding support on the 50 is nice and all. I mean, maybe we do move up to the 200 daily. Maybe. Yeah, look at that. Look at that right there, y'all. We rejected the 200 weekly. We found support on it here. Boom. We found less support on it here, but still, boom. Yeah. It's not going to be good. It's probably not going to be good at all. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Get some cash. Bye-bye.